Yeah. welcome, welcome. Welcome to this Ohio Broadcasting Gas Company today. We got a special fucking shout out for y'all today. We are coming live to you from the smoke shop right here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, better known as Cleveland, Ohio. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. And if you don't know where we at, just hit me on the on the message and hit back up with me. Usually I be thanking my man EP for having us in the Voices studio. Voice of Radio, I don't know, he gave me a call and canceled all the shows tonight. But I'm just gonna try to keep up, get my content in. You know how we do. A lot going on this past weekend, and as we do on the Sohigho Gas Company radio show, we like to talk about information, cultivation, and legalization of weed here in Ohio. And I be flipping that around all the time. Today we messing around with some. We definitely got some selective video. Uh, Selected videos. This gonna throw me off a little bit. That last dab I got. We had a lot going on this weekend. It's a lot going on. It is kind of comfortable over here doing the show from over here because you know smoking was legal here in this state, so it's pretty cool. A lot of people don't know where. You know, we had big plans for this. There's some things too. This is it's always a challenge with something. It's legal what we doing, but then once again, it's all the time. Sometimes it's just the landlord on some shit. Sometimes too, and you run into stuff like that. But we gonna try to do the best we can. I think this week, uh, number one, I'm gonna say this week what we gotta be working on. Hold on, let me make sure I got a little. I got a warning or something on my thing. I don't know if we still broadcasting good. If not, I'm gonna switch over to. I don't know what that is. Uh, we good. I don't know what that was about. I think the bit rate or something is low, but it still got it streaming. That hit me in the chat, and if anything is going on, just let me know. I'm gonna probably just back myself up like I always do on the phone, cause it goes down like that. I thought I have enough information for to get y'all off. That's the thing about not being at the studio and getting this off like so quick. But it's just a warning. It still got the stream or whatever. I just think the bit rate is slow or something. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know where the hotspot is, to be honest with you. When I take my first little break, I'm gonna get all of that together. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But then this week, definitely, this week, I really think we need to get in a cultivation right off the back because everybody that's outdoor, I done got inundated with questions on the outdoor right now about when should I be taking my stuff in and what's going on. It is it depends on what you did. If you have pots and you outside right now, I polled a lot of people, and if you look back at my videos on here, we went up to made by farmers up in Michigan, and they big outdoor grow. That's on a corporate level, but the genetics they growing is real strong. Like me and my buddy who growing outside, we share genetics all the time, and it is he got strong plants, but he got his knocked down by the rain. So that's the thing. Then other people I know, like right off the back, it's just um, it's time for chicken nets. The only problem that I see with your plant is two things that I think you should be monitoring. And that's going to be the outside ambient air as usual, but right now it's cooling. So normally plants going outside, we really don't have to worry about the green part having damage unless it's a frost warning. So unless we going under 34 degrees or something like that, you should be good if you're not going to freeze your plant. But is it going to cause damage? Is it going to get heavy? That's what a lot of home growers is having right now is damage from the water weighting your plant down, and it will touch the ground. But don't worry, like Thursday, Friday, the temperature is supposed to be coming back up at 67. And if you are around the world and you don't know what I'm talking about, we are at 48 degrees and it's been raining. And it's a cold rain. It's not good. And it was hail over here on the west side. The hail can't be good for your plant because that is freezing, but it is not cold enough to stick on the ground. So the ambient air. So my recommendation, if you were in a pot, you got the luxury to take it inside and outside, I would do it. Would I imitate the light? Yes. Or I would get close to a window to imitate the sunlight and then get it back out there this weekend. You really should be, this is like, like, and for future time, and that you should be probably about done right now and maybe ready to start your indoor garden off this right now. I would definitely uh, say get that going, uh, moving them inside. And to me, I mean, I'm ready. I'm already setting up the pop seeds to get ready. It's like the temperature in Ohio, for me, is manageable for indoor gardens. I grew the best last during the winter. One, I just be in the house. I babysit it. I do probably less outdoor activities in the winter. Man, I would say that. I still kick it. But I do be around the house, just seem like I'm in the house a little bit more, so it was easier to manage the plants last door. But yeah, the outdoor gardens right now, I'm recommended everybody with heavy, if you got heavy plants, just go ahead and get you some chicken wire or tomato gates and hold those things up. It's definitely gonna be good to have your plants uh, suspended up. Like if you having a problem, um, you got a problem with the plants leaning over and touching the ground, and then mostly it's gonna be because of water. If you don't know, the plant is sort of like water doesn't mess with it as much though. Water water and weed, you won't diminish the plant with the water, but what will happen is root rot. Like all of this rain right now, it's been really like a lot of heavy rain. I don't know if this is even the hurricane rain or what rain this is because it's too cold. To me, this rain is coming out of Canada or somewhere colder than us, but it is definitely it's a factor in these outdoor plants. So you still, I wouldn't say below freezing if you're not done, because if you chop it down early and you take it inside, unless you a bubble hash washer or you was trying to quick freeze that to make to get the trichomes off of it or something, you're gonna be really stuck in between what you want to do with your outdoor plants. Like if you started late and they out there, do I leave them out there? Especially if you planted them in the ground. If you planted in the ground, you pretty much over. If you planted in the ground, I'm gonna say get your chicken wire, get you some plastic bags, and you can go out there and you can hold your temperature up if you feel like it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then there's some other people who like down south, they get sun all day. They are growing very strong, very green, very good, and they about like just about 2 days off of cutting it down. And like my man Ben had already said, it's nice to send the plant into the chilled temperature toward the end of its life. He thinks that get like about 10 to 20% more trichome development. I only did it like indoors, going like from ice. I did the cold water one day, ice water one day, and probably ice on the third day right before I cut it. Did I pay attention to it and see if that made a difference? No. I did the experiment, but I didn't collect that much data because I was so excited about getting that plant, everything cut down and trimmed up and everything. But yeah, outdoor gardens right now, I'm just gonna definitely say, just watch out for the frost level, and if you can, in the indoor garden, the dirt temperature has always been so important to me. Like, and if you have a thermometer for your dirt, you want that to be about 71, in between 71 and 77 this time of year. And if you go down there, if you don't have it and you outdoors, stick your finger down there. And if the worms and the microbes down there is doing their job, it should be a little bit warmer than the ambient temperature. And that was important. That was like really important for me in the indoor gardens because I got the tent hot in the other extreme a couple times, but the dirt didn't get high. It didn't really damage or affect my plants. I checked it the next day. Conversely, coming outdoors right now, we definitely gonna have to fight off the cold. I'm just now getting this data set, and the other thing I'm really gonna say is next year, I'm really thinking, and I want some of my OGs in here just to really tap back in with me and give me some information. I really think some seeds, some genetics just do better outdoors. Seeds that do better under high pressure sodium and outdoor seeds, I think they under the same vein. Next year, I don't think like some of the newer genetics, like outdoor, some of them did very well, and other of them, it just seemed like they just was the DNA is more. In my opinion, my theory on this, I haven't backed it up just yet, is that some of these new strains and some of these new genetics is just being bred under lights, and they've been made under lights. They used to be in under lights, and they do good under lights. Conversely, we put, I think Acapulco Gold put that under the light, and it just didn't do the best. And a lot of things, sometimes it's like second generation. So your second set of clones, if you into that, if you popping seeds and you making clones, your second or third grow should be almost better off those first seeds. That's what we found. Like our red pop this year, the bud structure is killing right now. When I say it is coming to its own, and our second generation of lilac diesel, incredible. And those are both outdoors, and a couple of the red pops, and that's what you do, got JJ. You got red pop down there, and because it's got the red hairs. Textbook fade, going from yellow to purple, green leaves up in the tight in the bud structure. Real great bud structure, stacking super crazy, like like never before. Like not like last time. Last time, I mean, it stacked and it was good bud structure. Definitely, we had a lot of grade A buds, but this time it is definitely stacking up the bud. And if you don't know what I mean by stacking, that's the individual buds on the stem at different places, and they all grow together in one big cola. And these second generation red pop that we got, man, oh man, and we got that from Chuck and Pollen, and it's just a good first little movie with this. And let me tell you, the taste, it was the both is one of the better. To me, I don't know. It just depends on how I feel, but definitely high quality. Definitely in my top three out the grow, and it is doing great outdoors. And like I said, other people, the same two plants in two different places. Lilac Diesel and Sun down in the middle of Ohio is flourishing, but it has constant sun, no obstruction, and then Lilac Diesel in another buddy's backyard did good for the first half, but when the sun's shifted over, only got partial sun, and it's struggling. And conversely, that's the plant that needs help to get off the ground. The water is weighing it down, and that was to me. Lilac Diesel is a great fruited plant, but and it's a great veg plant to grow big, but it is just does not the strength of the stems is kind of light. Now other things we got going, that MMFM is doing real good indoors, but that was from the same kind of, I think that's the same genetics. It's just different weed. And the more we do this, the more that I'm gonna tell you, genetics is about to be the number one thing. If you ask me, point blank, period. I don't think we could go wrong with just getting good genetics out there. Good genetics is, to me, that's where we headed to. I'm down to really understanding that it just depends on what you growing and how you grow it is everything. You can put a lot of plants through your system no matter what, and I think you're gonna get varying results. Now, when you find a guy that like top it out, just follow their formula. Like I didn't. I followed the Humboldt seed. I know somebody who grew Humboldt seed. Humboldt seed. I just imitated them, and then I made amendments to what they was doing. The only thing I think I did that and it was at their uh, suggestion, was that we added bone meal into it to Humboldt seed gardens. And let me tell you right now, all organic stuff. If you want some of that stuff, I got a ton of it. I bought it like industrial. I give you a bag of nutrients that'll last you a whole grow for $5. I give you veg and bloom, and I give you a bag of bone meal, probably about $5 a piece. Give me $15, and I take you all the way through. This stuff grows Humboldt Seed County grade. It's all organic amendments. It's from a certified organic farmer, and it just comes in bulk. So nobody would need that much. It would be enough for you to grow like 8 fields of crops, more something like the people up at Made by Farmers will use. But yeah, it's very good. So that's what I would definitely do, and I do follow people who grow good stuff outdoors. And it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you the other thing. When you look back at Made by Farmers Garden, man, they don't do nothing. When I say they got great genetics, no fertilizer. The only thing they do is they had a drone come through and spray with deep. And you look at the success they had outdoors. And don't forget they went through that tornado and a lot of weather also, but they still did very well. It's just ridiculous how they went about it. But definitely start thinking about pulling them plants in. I don't know too many people who just uprooted some plants and tried to take them underneath the light. It's got to be a special lady if you want me to try to do that, because that transplant probably is possible, but I don't know. I don't know too many people did it. Yeah, you could tap in and tell me if you did that before, because I don't know too many people have really just did the did just did added took a dug a plant up out the ground and repotted it. It is I'm sure it's possible transplanting all the way through, but it just depends on how far you going with it. But definitely, if you can get in, and you guys just moving your plants in the inside, I would try to keep your schedule the same. So move yours in. You got to put it under a light now. A lot of people finish their weeds, their cannabis plants like that. Get it in good veg, and then you bring it in to bloom. It give you a chance to, if you had light deficiency, to get a good light and get it under there. What I do recommend is imitating the sun schedule. So if it was outside like that, you want your 12 off. JJ, my buddy, went probably 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for his lights, and then just darken that mug out. And it's lots of it's lots of methods for it's really a lot of methods for how you want to, how much darkness you get over how much light you get. So some people think a little light seep is good because the moon be up anyway. But I think if you had the ability to control the environment and black that thing all the way out, go ahead and black it all the way out and just get 12 on 12. And it's varying thing. I would probably come back down to the genetics, but that's moving those plants in. If you're in that 5 gallon, and definitely like right now, watch out for that moisture right now. I'm sure if you outdoors and anything with the amount of rain we done got out in here, that might be a thing for you definitely to take a look at on your moisture. It's not really much you could do if you in the ground. I don't know what you could do. You just like, you at the mercy of Mother Nature pretty much. I mean, you could do some things, uh, but I don't know how you're gonna get around that moisture. If you in buckets and you feel shaky or cold, definitely move it back in. During that storm, I lost it and the power went out, and I did lose those autoflowers by putting them outside. And the same thing happened today. It was too big of a hailstorm. It was a huge hailstorm, and I I had to I put them out there and I left, and guess what happened? It just they got too heavy. They got knocked over by some hail, and that happened today. So today, if your plants was out on the west side of Cleveland, it probably was a tough time. I would go out there and definitely, shake the water off, but be careful though. You don't want to break the leaves, and if you don't have them, like, get some chicken wire, like I say, hold those up, support those up. Your weak leaves or your weak stems are still growing up. You gotta hold those things up, get those things up off the ground if it fall into the ground, and there should be some sunshine coming up. But definitely, you should definitely start to get that stuff outside. So definitely on the genetics, take that out. Anything below freezing. Measure your ground temperature if you can. If your ground temperature you can and your ambient air temperature don't get below freezing, you might be all right. We got like 67 and 70s coming up next week, which is optimal temperature for finishing. So that's what I'm saying. The humidity is, I don't know, I ain't really checked the humidity in a while. But the temperature should be very sweet to finish off. And if you want those 60-degree temperatures going into finishing, we would like to work from that 70-degree temperature down to 60. A lot of people subscribe to that. A lot of people subscribe to that. If you could work your temperature down, because it's imitating like the seasons that we have like that. That's one of the greatest things about being over here in Sohigho is that we definitely get all four of the seasons. So definitely, this is normally in the studio where we would be taking a little commercial break. So I'm gonna pause like I always do, so I can reset myself a little bit, and then we're gonna be play a little music, and then it ain't gonna take me long, and then we're gonna get right back to get you some information. You guys, excuse me, this might be a little bit disjointed, but it threw me off a little bit. But we are like always, you know. This is the dang best information about cannabis that you're going to get dang near anywhere in the world, period. So, appreciate my one viewer tuning in. Thank you so. Man, you act like you ain't important, man. You're the most important person in the world. Well, I don't know. My grandson and my kids is important. But we'll be right back, man. We're going to smoke up something and roll up something and get back going with this, man. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. Just trying to be consistent, keep it going, man. But definitely, I wanted to get that information out there about the plants, and we'll be right back here in a sec. Shout out to Laylo. Shout out to E Dub and Sparks, who was gonna be in the thing. I was actually gonna have HNOTP come in and do a little thing. So I always take this little third block. The other good thing is being over here, I actually could really smoke some tree though. I mean, that's like really real. So definitely a little bit different being on here. So normally we'll be running the voice of radio commercials, saying shout out to Al Porter's hip hop show, Hot Mess in the Evening. We won't be doing that, but it give me some chances to talk about some other things. And being over here, it's different. I need to be going on the road and doing my show just a little bit more. So it's just a little back saying. So we can get ready for the shucks. And that last dab like tore my ass up. That's the other thing too. It's like hard doing this stuff going into the thing, smoking weed and doing this shit. Woo. All right. All right. For our next block, man, we are, you know, we're gonna give you a little information legalization, and then we'll talk about some of the events. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about, probably still a little bit more with cultivation. I was on with Dax Dave and Sapo World. I was watching they live. I wasn't on one. I was watching they live, and I was just commenting with them. And I don't know too many people. I want to talk about something that I don't know a lot of people know. It's not new to a lot of people in the game, but people who do wax. And when I do wax, that's all we usually do over at the studio. Is usually wax, which is done. We usually do it in a rig. Me personally, I'm old school peak, and I like a peak because of the sick insert or S tier. I'm bad with me and my dad. I'm not the biggest rig. I don't use the most rigs, but I like the S tier. I gotta go get another one. I'm going over to the hippie house after this to get one. I might not. I might go to Planet of the Vapes, to be honest with you. Whoever want to give me some sponsorship. But we was talking about, they was on their live, and they was talking about winning these cannabis cup. That's Dave, man, and I reached out to him, and probably gonna be on the show next week via Zoom. He's down in Columbus. Look him up on Instagram. He made the Daxinator, which is basically a nug press. I want to talk about that a little bit, what a nug press is, and before we have him come on and talk about his thing. I actually own a nug press, and shit, I'm over here now. I got hella jelly that I nug press. Shit, this should be kind of close to me, and yeah, this is it right here. It's so wild. So when you do what nug pressed is is when you making wax, what you want to do is you want to get the trichomes off the bud, and then after you get the trichomes off, you're gonna do some type of process to dry them out, and then probably heat them up till you can get them to a consistency that you want. I'm telling you right now, this one is stuck because I gotta get some. I gotta clean this lid up over here. Yeah, this might not be it though. I thought this was. I had it in this one, but it's another thing in here. But I'm gonna take this dab though. I think this a little bit of uh, strawberry fields from man, which used to be the best, and they switched over up in Michigan. Connoisseurs with some of the best stuff up there. So um, when you making wax is just the trichomes that's off of the thing, and then we get it down, and then it come in like mostly all of it besides bubble nug smash. We go to bubble hash be in several forms right after you freeze it, and that's what we was up. If you look up at what we at the world's biggest bubble hash, I had got a couple questions. What exactly is bubble hash? Bubble hash is they wash it. The bubble hash is washing the weed. I know I'm supposed to talk about the nug smasher. Washing the weed, getting the trichomes on, and then you got levels that you sift through different mesh screens and different particles pass through. You want none of the green leafy stuff to matter to stay, and you want just the trichome heads, and then like 110 mesh, 120 mesh. I had it on the show before, and I showed y'all. Just go back and check out the different microns on how you get that bubble hash. You put it in the ice bath if you're gonna do it in the house. When you look up at Made by Farmers, on a commercial level, they do it completely different than that. But when you are nug smashing, listen, I could teach you right now on how you can make your own nug smasher at the house. If you really wanted to see if this is something that you want to do, it's not hard. Nug smashing, and the easiest way for you to go, and it's gonna be a thing. If you ask me, talking to Sapo World and Dax Dave, it is it's where the elite people are smoking at. To be honest with you, elite smoking to me really is single source smoking. If you really want to know, if you got the bud, the weed, if you got the bud, like if you mess around with tear gas, I'm gonna say how bad it is. I think I ran around with tear gas in my pocket for just in case I have a dab panic. But if you got the flour, and then if you got the flour, and then you got the wax, and then if you got a cart too, like if it's all from one single source of weed, one that's so That's so G right there because you kind of know it's all coming from the same place, and then it should have a similar taste. And that's when you know somebody ain't blowing sunshine, and you got the same thing. That's the high quality. If you ask me, that's the highest value, highest quality, the most premium smoke, and that's the way I would prefer to go about it any day of the week if I could have it all the way through, and not all the time. I like flour or something, but to get single source from that, and somehow you got to get your wax. So it's two ways to do it. It's gonna be bubble hash or nug smasher. Back to the nug smasher. Nug smasher is putting a nug in between a piece of parchment paper. First, you put it in the micron bag. The reason why we want to put it in the micro bag so the leafy matter of the plant don't go through, and we just want to get the trichomes out. And a lot of good head shops sell the micron bags, or you could go on. You gonna run through? I don't know. I'll run through them. We make what we call as a puck. We put a puck up and we put it in the micron bag. It's just like cheesecloth, basically. Just think about wrapping something up in cheesecloth, and then we get the plates, two metal plates like this. They sit in between the thing, and they both heated. It's sort of like if you ever seen somebody make a T-shirt out of the one heat press, and you stick it down there. It's similar but different. It's got metal plates, but it's still two plates that's heating up, and it's about to 170 degrees. Remember, you never want to go over 220 degrees because you will activate the THC. That is what you don't want to do. So you definitely want to be below that. And I think the highest I ever seen anybody go is about 170. And then trust me too, you're gonna do it a couple times. A lot of times I didn't think you could repress something again and get more out. Oh yes you can. It's just like washing weed the second and third time when you are doing bubble hash. You a lot of times you yield more from your second and third run than your first run. Why? I don't know. It's the same thing. I done smashed some weed. I thought it was dead, kicked over, and didn't see nothing. I put another piece of wax paper in there, and that's why I'm going a little too far. So when you put the metal plates, they heat up to about 170 degrees. You'll put your flour into like a micron bag. You just sandwich it in there, and then you just like sandwich it in between two plates, and you'll have a piece of wax paper in between. So you have the bag, and I got wax paper in here. That's a shame I can't find it because it's all around here. I just don't know what I did with it. And then, because I got raw wax paper, it's somewhere around here. And then you just put the wax paper in it, and it's very important that you put the wax paper in it, and it has to be high quality to me wax paper because it need to be thick. Because what you're doing after you smash the weed is you squeezing the trichomes through the mesh bag, and it sticks on the outside of the wax paper. And it is so, it's a trip. When you see people that got they nug smasher dripping out of there, you got a big puck in there. To get it to drip, I think that I was about, I did get it to drip on one week. Shout out to Humboldt Seed County. Hella jelly on a 3.5 really yielded me, Jesus, man, I don't know, half a gram or something. You might not think that's nothing, but that's freaking heck of good because your returns on that. So say just use 10 grams. A lot of people only get like 1% back, and they was talking about that on that live today with Monday with Sapo World and Dax thing. But it's ways that you can increase it. You know, when you nug smashing, that's finished flour though. That's what I want you to remember. Nug smashing ain't gonna be like bubble hash. Bubble hash, you could quick freeze some stuff, cryo freeze it, and you can up your percentage. Nug smash weed is weed that went through the whole process securing it. So is it cost effective to nug smash weed on a big level? And that just depends. In the industry, no, because if you talking about a commercial farm, you talking about labor, you talking about having to dry and cure some stuff. We talking about it is a lot that will go into. It's a lot that'll go into the process of drying it, curing it, and burping it, and then having to process it after that. I don't know if that's really cost effective to do it like that. So a lot of times when you make it hash on a big level, they use live resin, not live resin. They cut the plant down. A lot of people who freeze it want you to bring the plant to them, and they quick freeze it. They cryo freeze it, which I don't even know who doing that. Sabo World and them know some of that stuff. That's you advanced super dabbers. That's go to Dabadoo and Dabarama, and there's a bunch of things going on as far as dab up in Michigan. And like I say, the elite people, they go, and it's the upper class. I think that's where we all headed. I don't think people know it. And trust me, it's gonna be people who gonna be smoking flower for the rest of their life. You're gonna leave some people everywhere. But where do I think the industry going? I think we'll all be having some type of rig. It seems to be healthier. Uh, it's all of the good parts, and you vaporizing it for the most point too. You're not combusting it in the same mannerism. You just really getting the vapor off, which is gonna be less carcinogenics than burning anything. So, getting it out of the nug smasher, it's the same process. You cured it all the way. So that's why you wouldn't do it on the big level. You cure it all the way, and then maybe you'll take 10 grams out and you'll put it in that puck, smash your weed out there. And then after you get it, you collect it in wax paper. You'll fold the wax paper out, and then you get your dab tools. A lot of times people use cold trays. When the last time I nug smash, I just put my metal rolling tray in the freezer sometime, and then put that right back on top, put the wax right back on top of it. It will get hard enough for me to collect it all, and then I just put it into a container. And then after that, me personally, I let that like cure a little bit, and then after that, I will whip it in the batter, and that's where it's difference of opinion on how you go after that. But after you get that, like Sabo World actually said on this live on Tuesday that at a hash bash that he was at, it was like 4 or 5 entries in it, and he stomped on it. So that's some Michigan slang and maybe uh, nug smash Midwest, definitely Michigan slang. I had never heard that because I asked him in the thing. He was like, "Oh yeah, I just stomped on fucking a couple ounces of it, and I got 2 grams and 2.5 grams, and I was able to get in there." So you just think about that. Out of 56 grams of weed, he got 2.8 grams of. He got 2.5 grams of wax. That's not that's not crazy returns. Anything that I would be even considering to dab that I would put in my machine, I'm gonna be honest with you. A good wholesale price would be $160 an onion, and it's got to be high test to be honest with you. Other than that, and then on my own garden, it would be only like hella jelly. Everything else I nug smash to see what the returns is. Besides hella jelly, mm-mm. Hella jelly is the number one washing, best tasting stuff. Man, I'm sprung on that one. When my man, I think Eric, sold me the seeds, he said that, and he was raving on it. Hella jelly is by far, I don't know why everybody in the industry ain't crossing every other thing, because the returns on that is like nothing else I've seen. I don't think it's another plant out there that you could nug smash or wash that give you a better in my opinion, nothing that I ever tried can never even get close to hella jelly. So then after you collect all of that, then you can do whatever you want. Make worms, dab it, and there's a lot of people. Like probably if I had a new, I would have went and got my nug smasher, and I would bring it in there, because here I could show you exactly how to go about it. And there's plenty of people, there's plenty of videos out there to get to it. But when you got too much weed and you don't have nothing to do with it, it'll keep longer. It's smaller. You get rid of all your leafy matter, which I would just compost out after you use it. It's not too much you could do with it. Maybe steep it down or something. There might be something left in it, I don't know what too many people, but I'll be doing some experiments with it because I'm planning on having some residue. Out this next crop we get, I'm definitely gonna smash a bunch of it and get that together. But definitely looking forward to probably two of the craziest dabbers I know in the whole damn world to come on the show. Sapo World and Dave. That's because I could hit my Puffco on the regular, but they be on a terp slurper. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you better ask somebody. And if you a rookie to dabbing, man, that terp slurper a mug. I mean, it's big. Even Sapo with this last rig he got, it's all geometric. It's got a hard 90 degrees on it. That ain't got no curve. That thing, and he put a marble on top of that. That man's bucket is bigger than any bucket you get. Man, don't be no rookie and going over here and dab. And like most of everything, you got to go low and slow with that. You can't just be breaking out, acting like you could do what your cousin do and like that. You should go low and slow. I mean, I want you to get the full effect. A lot of people gonna cough off the dab, and that's really a lot of times to me is when we lowered the temperature, we did better. But definitely like nug smash and weed, and it's gonna be very interesting. So I know it's a little bit disjointed, but I hope I gave you all of the information about what nug smashing is versus bubble hash. And at that machine, like if you look on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, somebody always giving up their nug smasher. Nug smasher is something that's gonna be in a place like your local smoke shop. When they easy the laws up, then I think people will just come into these places, service your own stuff. Like, there's no need for you to really like if you in the industry, if you really like it, you a nug smasher. But most of the time, we gonna send it to a processor because it still come out a little brown. It's not as pretty. It tastes good. Do I dab it in my Puffco? No, only my backup Puffco. I like some clean bubble hash, whipped up batter myself from some great people who growing some good weed, single source great weed, and I know where it's coming from. That's my favorite. Knowing these growers, Pack Legends, MI Roots, Lamb Chops. I'm on here telling Select Phenome. These are some of my favorite people. Swole, they do good. All time favorite from back in the day. Can't even mess around with Superior. Hands down for my old school taste buds. It ain't never been, man, they came with the pebbles and all of that stuff. And none of that. That all had to come from bubble hash. It was not nug smashed at all. So, but nug smashing is a good alternative. I did roll some great donuts out of my nug smash weed. We had Hella Jelly on Hella Jelly. Boy, that thing tastes good. When I say best tasting thing I smoked so far this year, we definitely, it ain't even close. Hella Jelly, donut with Hella Jelly weed and Hella Jelly worm in that mug. Just the best. I'm trying to tell you, so sweet, so good, and um, the high was just impeccable, and it was so much to watch. So that's that. So that's the third block. That's the second block rather, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit more. That's that nug smasher stuff, and I really wanted to talk about um, some of the information that we talked about. I got some info for if you want to see the detractors art. He has art in Jackie O's brewery down in Columbus. Uh, I don't even know where it's at, but I just heard him in Sapo World. I know he's an artist too, and I love art. I like his art, and he's at the Jackie O Brewery downtown. So look him up, and definitely, without a doubt, if you in Michigan, Vehicle Social City. I know I'm saying it wrong, but Sapo World, look him up. Sapo World to me is gonna go down in Midwest cannabis history. He's the first person. I love his phrase, breaking the stigmatism. I supported him as all this earlier stuff. Not all. We was frequent going up there, and he really just invited us and just really break the stigmatism what we doing. And I take a lot of cues from what he did, and I appreciate him inviting us up. And he's so welcoming to us. You know, we was up there with the Puffco dabbing way back when. Y'all ain't never probably at this stage. Sapo might be he up there. I wouldn't even try to dab with that dude. I mean, I would. I'm telling a lie. I would go blow for blow with him. But man, he has got a tolerance, and he really like it. And he's up there, got small farmers saying you grew too much. Why don't you wash that down? And he said he got some stuff from a small farmer, and I gotta believe him. He dabs so much that he's got a small batch, and I really want to get him on the show, and I really want to. If he was raving this stuff, and I'm trying to tell you, it looked like some stuff that I kind of got out my bubble hash. It looked like some stuff that I could possibly do, and I was looking at it in this jar. It didn't look all whipped and battered up or nothing, but it looked like real, like it's like a grower's cut type wax. But it was he. If he raving on it like that, I know he ain't blowing sunshine. I just know he doing good. So yeah, check out Sapo World. I know they got plenty of things coming up. There's some hash bashes coming up. Definitely up there. He's definitely one of the coolest people in Michigan. Whether he get his respect or not, I give it all day to my man. He is just he's a pioneer up there. So I appreciate him and him and Dave Dax on a live today. It wasn't a whole lot of people in there, but these two people. They talked about growing Death Star. That's why I can't wait to get up on the live, cause if it was gonna be one brand name strain from Ohio that I would tell you that you definitely what's unique to Ohio, Death Star. And if you really want to know the truth, the best donut I ever smoked besides that Hella Jelly on Hella Jelly was Death Star mixed with lamb chops gelato. Bro, I mean, that's peanut butter and jelly. That's cigarettes and beer. That's, I don't know what you thinking, man. I mean, that's like ketchup and french fries. It go together. Death Star with lamb chops gelato. My man Nick Cannon rolled those dang donuts, and you have never. I mean, the two taste so good, and we just now getting into flavor profiles with the weed, and I want to get into that more. I can't wait for the future so we can start like dialing into those things like that. Now, if you in Ohio, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Let me just be honest about wax and what I think about wax and how it go down. Wax out the dispo. I I haven't seen it. If somebody could tell me, and I like some people brand weed, but it's something about storage or something that just is not hitting. You know, I got some names from some places. Got a good buddy down under the tree. We got my man who run under the tree designs landscaping down in Columbus too. He gave me some. He gave me really like a little bit of roadmap if you was gonna go up to the Michigan and go dispensary hunting. You know, it's some places too. So I tell you a key that you probably need to know if your dispensary got good wax. Do they got good carts? That's another thing. We might as well talk about it while we over here too. Carts to me, it's only one cart. It's a rosin cart. If you see resin cart, they need to get rid of that. They need to really get rid of it. It really, to me, I mean, I ain't gonna say get rid of it. I'm back that. I'm gonna back out. A long time I said get rid of it, and I actually had some BHO that wasn't bad, and I actually had some CO2 some CO2. I was like, well, it ain't bad. So a lot of times that's usually the quality of what you putting in, but it's hard that you're gonna get maybe I'll just say high end, high quality that somebody going unless it's a a lot of it that they just gonna mess around and they're gonna BHO extract it. That's adding a chemical to the process, and I don't really know if you should do that all the way. CO2 is a lot cleaner. The CO2 extraction is the way they make espresso or coffee beans or some shit like that. I forgot, but it's a way that you shoot that with CO2, and what's left is some good clean. All the trichomes fall off, and then you really good with that. I gotta look at that. I'm sure it's some sifting or something to go. But BHO is just uh, straining off alcohol, letting it dry out, and what's left is your dab. That's more a shatter. To me, mostly all BHO, and if you don't know what I mean, that's just getting the butane. They sold those things, man. I don't know. That's been so long ago. I don't even think we do. I ain't had no shatter since I was going up to the first Sapo World, and everybody had their flour off on a piece of wax paper, and you just shoot it through the YouTube will teach you how to do that. But that's old school. To me, now you get solventless rosin, and that's how you get your cart. And then if you do take it to bubble hash or nug smashing, it is a way that you can make your own carts. I'm gonna tell you right now. Easiest way is after you nug smash your weed, the sous vide cooking, that's when you got the hot water cooker. They put the temperature gauge in there and it boil the water to a set standard temperature. And then I think the temperature was 110, 107 degrees. And you just put it in a crock pot at that temperature for 24 hours. And the viscosity, so it will thin out, thin enough for you to squirt it into your cart. And that's how all carts should be, in my opinion. But then CO2, I don't know if that's too many steps because nug smashing it is one thing, but you're still curing it. And even if you're coming from bubble hash, you still got a bubble hash. I got to ask a few people, do we still have to do that other step of nug smashing that bubble hash? Or no, I imagine you could go straight into the water bath from your crumble. I know I might be talking over some people's head. I try to not do that because I've been at that weed conference and there's so much technical stuff. I don't want to talk over nobody's head, but I want to talk to everybody. People that understand me, they know what I'm talking about. But crumble, or right after you freeze dried your bubble hash, so after it's wet and you got it in the freezer, a lot of people put it in a freeze dryer to get the water out of it quicker, and then after that you break it up, and then that's what's called crumble hash. And from crumble hash you can go a lot of different places. You go back into the heat, and then you'll get it to a consistency. Remember, you can't go over 220 degrees because you'll activate the THC. And then, would you just go into a 110 degree bubble bath to get the viscosity down? So that is how you'll go from crumble bubble hash. It goes into a water bath, and then you can make it into your cart. And that's just the way to go. There's plenty of people do it, and with the excess, eventually, with the way it's going, and just so you know, I'm gonna give you one last block in here. They are gonna turn this thing to Schedule 3, so we definitely gotta look out for. You definitely gotta look out for the. You gotta definitely look out for the crumble on no, I made a mistake because somebody touched you. I lost my train of thought. That's why you should get high. Well, you definitely want to be making your own carts if you was up to me. But the more we go, because there's gonna be a lot of excess weed, you're gonna need something to do with it. So changing it in the form and reusing the plant material for composting and everything, that's going to be the most sustainable way. And one of these days, I'm going to be getting these dang stalks, turning those fibers into some fabric, or the box. That's my whole goal one day, to make the whole sustainable product, the box, the everything, and have it all recycled. I'm going to hit it one day. And then, I don't know, it might be over, but I'm definitely going to hit it. This right here, oh, I know what I was going to talk about, is some of the dispensaries up there. I probably got to switch my glasses, though. These my computer glasses. I can see that real good. And this one. is it harder. You know, these be my tough shows when I don't get my guests and I set myself up for it. So I definitely talk about that. So Herb Labs up in the MI, and I think they Herb Company and 710 Labs has got some good wax up there. Oswell was pretty good. Wendy's up there is good, and if you could find anything from OG330, that stuff is good up there. Uh, Vamp Slayer out of Wheaties is pretty good, and it's the Emporium place. You gotta excuse me. They got some good stuff over there. So those some of the things if you could look for up there. And if you around way up north, definitely look out for Pack Legends, MI Roots, Sapo World, Resin Reserve, Lamb Chops, Swole, SWOL. They do a good job. That I like all of their stuff. Select Phenom right now is got me real good. Let me see who else we got over here. We got some. I forgot. I think that was Moon Candy. Uh, Moonlight Melts. Moonlight Melts is definitely real good. Now I had got some Dispo Society C. I got this on my birthday. It's supposed to be sativa. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I say. Wasn't the best, but I mean it was dabbing. I guess it was. I don't know. I wouldn't. I ain't gonna say nothing bad because people try, and it's like with dabs when I remember when lamb chops broke out. They had this carbony taste in it. I didn't like it at first, but then after a while, they made that gelato. I don't think they should wash nothing else but that gelato. That is one of their best ones ever. So that's a little bit about that. That's what we be putting in the Puffco. That's a little bit about Nug smashing. That's one of our most digi joint. I ain't gonna even say that. We live from the show. It's difficult switching gears and getting over here. I like to keep it a buck with you guys, man. But I think we're going to wind up this one today. Just to keep us going, live from the studio, I do want to talk about Ramon Rivas this weekend at Dunlap's is having his birthday party. So Ramon gonna be at Dunlap's. We're gonna sponsor the party favors, and I know he's gonna be passing out something good. It's an Eventbrite ticket. So Ramon Rivas here in Cleveland this Sunday. If you want something fun to do, it's definitely cannabis friendly out that mug. He's one of my repeat guests on the show. I like to say he's my first co-host up in this joint for sure. He just travels a lot and doing this comedy thing, but definitely appreciate him. That's what's gonna be going on. What else is happening coming up? It is a lot going on. It's a lot of Halloween stuff going on. I ain't always at that. It is harvest time, you know. Uh, it's something else going on besides that. Definitely shout out to my son up in Michigan in the playoffs, doing good. Browns, keep us in business to keep your stress down for sure. Don't forget my people made by farmers. Come see me if you want some good THC free. When I say THC free, Focus and the Sleep Focus is just some of the best we got. I love this stuff. To me, being a regular cannabis smoker, I like to get my THC from something, but I like the benefits of gummies. But I really don't like gummy high all of the time. I don't like staying gummy high for that long. So the THC free gummies along with your regular smoke habit, man, that's my sweet spot. I really like that a lot, man. It do be really good. So I recommend visiting them if you see their product or if you're down here. Come check me out. I definitely got that in stock, man. This week, if you roll up on me, I was gonna be on the show this week. Everybody that's going back in, the first three people on Sohigho 216 at Gmail. Guess what I got? I'm gonna give y'all seeds this week. I got like 3 different packs of seeds. First come, first serve. I got I don't know which one of these is. It's a mother mother effing Roy vanilla something. I don't know what it is. And I also got Shirley Temple. Dang, I gotta put my this bad right here. I gotta change glasses so I can tell you. You can't see everything, man. That's that shit when I grew up smoking. I thought I'd never have cataracts because I thought weed was good for them. That's a myth. My cataracts jack. We got Shirley Temple cheesecake stump cross with Blue Temple Kush, and this is a feminized auto flower. Only got one of those. If you want to take that one, it's up to you. You got to tune in. And I got another bag over here. I just having a hard time getting to it though. But definitely thank y'all. Don't forget to go to Ramon's show on the thing. Shout out to my people over Red Lions 4030 St. Clair. Shout out to my homeboy Sano. Definitely shout out to my nephews all over this world. Shout out to Derek, my man Nick, Alex, Quentin, Kim Ty, I can't even think of y'all. Not Danielle, my man Greg, son, Ariel and Cameron. Let me think. I'm missing a bunch of y'all. I know I can't even think of all y'all, but I made me Quentin. I appreciate all y'all. Good luck to my son and the Pee Wee football game this week. Shout out to the Voice of Radio. Thank y'all for tuning in. This one right here, man, we could do a little bit better. Like I said, I should have took my time and came back. I might give y'all another broadcast coming up, but I wanted to hit you right at the right time just to be consistent. Miss my Facebook people way, way, way a lot, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we're going to keep doing the best. We just going to keep bringing you the best content that we can out here. You got any information, bring it to me. This one right here, I just know. It might have been the weed, though, the day, though. It just really was the weed and everything throwing me off. So we'll appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks so much for everything. We're going to check you out next week on